welcome to Thriving Motorsports. My name's Troy and this is my FG XR6T. In this video I'm going to give you a run through of the car and you're also going to see how it ended extremely badly. It could be worse, but whatever has happened, I'm still yet to figure it out, but there's going to be a lot more content to come because of it, so take that as a win. So a little bit about the car. I bought this car about a year ago now with the intention to build, in my interpretation, a perfect street car, something that I could get in, I could drive, that was comfortable, that that had performance, had to have stereo as well. Stereo is something that I've always loved. And it had to have the look. So, just that perfect package of a car was what I was wanting to build. So this has a full Hertz stereo in it, Hertz Millipro splits up front, Hertz Millipro subs, Hertz Millipro coaxials in the back. It's got Hertz amps, as you can see, full Stinger wiring, sound deadening throughout the car. So the car's a lot heavier than it could be, but it was a sacrifice I was willing to make for those creature comforts. Like I want a car that I can take to the track, but I also want a car that's comfy to drive on the streets. So this was, I don't know, I personally feel like it's right where I wanted it to be. So I'm pretty stoked with it. There's some other things that are in the pipeline for the car. So I want to do a sequential changer. And eliminate any issues around gear changes. The clutch it's quite a bitey clutch. It's a twin plate. It was already in the car when I bought it. So the car, when I bought it off of a mate of mine actually, and it was already in such a good spot. It already had some of the performance work done that I needed done to it. Had upgraded turbo, 1000cc injectors. It had a 460 Woolbro intake pump. What else? He'd just done a rebuild on it because the guy he bought it from, the rings were shot in it, so the brand new turbo on the rings were to try and find an oil issue. From day one, I wanted a Haltech computer in this car. Like, I had a Haltech I used to have an S14 years ago, had a Haltech Sport 1000 in that, and they've obviously got nothing on the new Haltechs, and I definitely wanted that technology on board, the tunability, and then I also had to find someone that knew what they were doing tune-wise. Like, I needed to go somewhere that I believe is the best of the best. So Force Performance tunes this car. I took it down there, we put it on the dyno. I actually wasn't there for the very first pull that they did because they were doing some other work. They had to do the ECU wiring and a few other bits and pieces. They put it on the dyno as it was. I was having some issues with it breaking up and whatnot, and then I finally found some spark plug issue, put some new spark plugs in it, and I was driving this thing, and it was pretty quick for like just a flash tune. It was a pretty quick car. Like, I knew there were some components there that were capable of making the power that I wanted. This tune that they did after the Haltech went in, the car ended up making 580 horsepower on 98 and 680 horsepower on E85, and I had it set up for flex fuel because I didn't want to have to drain the tank completely. I wanted to be able to do what I had to do. Unfortunately, E85 isn't available in my town where I'm from. I have to travel an hour, which is what I'm doing right now, to the closest E85 pump, and I've got 12 20-litre jerry cans in the tray. It's an expensive trip, but at least then I've gotten the fuel. So yeah, the car, I was very happy with it. It was running great. We knew that we were at the maximum of the fuel system. We knew there was no fuel system left. So the next thing we had to do was upgrade that fuel system, and I decided to go with some Kelfer 218Bs in it, which with the fuel system upgrade, so it only had the 460 in tank and the 1000cc injectors, standard everything else. I just did a first gear pull and the car's got a mad vibration now. I don't know what's going on. It drives okay.